People who are financially literate comprehend fundamental principles that help them manage their money. And if you've spent any time reading personal finance information and news, you've probably heard the term financial literacy. This makes you aware of the fundamental ideas in finance that can be used to reduce debt, save money, and plan for retirement. Let's analyze what financial literacy entails, why it matters, and how you can become more financially educated. First, what is financial literacy? Understanding personal finance fundamentals like budgeting, investing, and money management is known as financial literacy. This covers budgeting, debt repayment, recognizing the time versus money trade-off, keeping tabs on expenditures, retirement planning, and other things. If you don't learn how to handle it, earning money won't get you very far. Financially illiterate people are more likely to make poor financial decisions that cause them to lose money or fall for scams. You risk living paycheck to paycheck and experiencing financial hardship if you don't recognize the value of budgeting, debt repayment, comprehending compound interest, and retirement planning. Gaining improved financial literacy is a crucial first step in improving your money management skills. These fundamental ideas will enable you to accumulate wealth and place yourself in a sound financial situation. Step 1. Learn to budget. One of the most crucial financial skills to master is budgeting. With a budget, you have the freedom to control how you spend each dollar you earn. A budget seeks to strike a balance between the money going in and out of your account. Start by totaling all of your income for the year, including that of any other people who support your home. Examining your routine and erratic costs is the following stage. Review the last 3 months' worth of your bank and credit card accounts and classify the costs into groups like groceries, utilities, auto expenses, and so forth. Do not forget to account for less frequent expenses like your auto insurance or property taxes. Make sure to leave adequate room in your budget for future investments and savings. This involves putting money aside for unplanned expenses and retirement savings. Your overall income should equal the sum of all of your outgoings, debt repayments, and savings. You need to decide which expenses to cut back on or completely eliminate if your spending exceeds your income. To be able to pay your payments and feel safe about your financial future, you should aim to have financial breathing room. So how do you create a budget? The first step in creating a budget is to keep track of your monthly income and monthly expenses. It's up to you whether you want to do this in an Excel sheet, on paper, or in budgeting software. For income, list each source of income you have each month along with its associated dollar amount. Paychecks, interest from investments, alimony, settlements, and money you earn from side employment or other endeavors like selling crafts might all fall under this category. For expenses, this is divided into 2 categories: fixed expenses and discretionary spending. Create a list of every purchase you make in a given month. Review your bank statements, credit card statements, and brokerage account statements if you can't remember where you're spending your money. The monthly purchases you must make are known as fixed expenses. They're regarded as vital and their levels don't alter much. They consist of utilities, loan payments, and rent or mortgage payments. Spending on non-essential or variable items such as dining out at restaurants, shopping, clothes, and travel, they all fall under the area of discretionary spending. Instead of necessities, think of them as wants. For savings, whether it's cash, money placed into a bank account, or money added to an investment account or retirement account like an IRA or 401k if your work has one, note the amount of money you're able to save each month. Step 2. Plan for emergencies. To prepare for the future, one must anticipate emergencies. An emergency fund can help in this situation. Nobody likes an emergency, but when one does arise, it can be expensive and distressing. When something unexpected occurs, having an emergency fund in place will make you feel less stressed. The savings may mount up, even if you can only set away $25 per week. Set up an automatic transfer to a different account like Wealth Simple Save to start. Try to gradually increase your deposits and add any unforeseen funds like a refund or bonus check to the fund. Aim to save 3 to 6 months worth of expenses after you have $1,000. This might support you through a sudden sickness or job loss. If you have to withdraw money from your account to cover an emergency, just focus on replenishing the funds as quickly as you can. Step 3. Manage your debt. Learning how to manage your debt is one of the keys to financial literacy. Credit cards, vehicle loans, mortgages, and personal loans fall under this category. If you've already depleted your paycheck's funds by paying off every loan you have, it's crucial to avoid taking on more debt than you can reasonably manage. Make sure your budget has enough wiggle room so you can pay off your debt and still have money at the end of the month to save and invest. Plan how you're going to pay off your debt and lower your monthly expenses. Your budget will have more room as a result for investing, retirement savings, and emergency fund development. You'll sleep better at night as a result of it. Step 4. Understand your credit score. Understanding your credit score is crucial. But what factors determine your credit score, and how can you check it? Lenders perceive borrowers as trustworthy when they make on-time credit bill payments. They start to establish a credit history and receive a better credit score, both of which will make it easier for them to get future loans. A credit score in the US is a 3-digit figure between 300 and 850. A person with a high score is considered to be financially stable and timely in repaying their debts, whereas a person with a low score is considered to be at risk of defaulting on their debts. Your credit report, which is a summary of your financial position, is something else you should be aware of. You can identify any mistakes or false entries in your credit report and take legal action to recover the loss by reviewing it. You could use this report to monitor your expenditures and gradually raise your credit score. Step 5. Understand and have a background knowledge of loans. It's critical to comprehend the significance of repaying your debts and loans. For most people, living debt-free is a desired ideal. There are 2 methods for paying off debt quickly. One strategy is to figure out which loan has the highest interest rate and pay it off first to lower the overall amount of interest you'll have to pay. When you've paid off this debt, you can concentrate on repaying the loan with the next highest interest rate, and so on. A different strategy is to pay off the little bills first, then concentrate on the bigger loans. Step 6. Start investing. Consider investing once you've got your debt under control and an emergency fund strategy in place. A good strategy to increase your money's value and protect it from inflation is to invest. There are several articles on wealthsimple.com that cover the fundamentals of investing. Learn everything you can about stocks and bonds before investing any of your money in the stock market. They carry a certain amount of risk, even though they can be a terrific strategy to build your money. So what should you invest in? Number 1. Stocks. A stock is a sort of investment that denotes a portion of ownership in the issuing company. Stocks are sometimes referred to as shares or equity. The investor is then entitled to that share of the company's assets and profits. In essence, it's like having a little ownership stake in the business. When you own stock, you have certain rights, including the ability to vote at shareholder meetings, receive dividends that are derived from the company's profits, and sell your shares to third parties. The performance of the company, the state of the local economy, the state of the global economy, the day's news, and many other variables can affect how much a stock changes in value throughout the day. Stocks are more volatile and potentially riskier than many other types of investments since they can increase in value, decrease in value, and even become worthless. Number 2. ETFs. A collection of securities such as equities make up an exchange-traded fund, or ETF. ETFs can invest in a wide range of market segments and adopt a variety of investment methods. Consider them as a pie filled with a variety of securities. You're purchasing a piece of the pie, which has pieces of the securities inside when you purchase shares of an ETF. ETFs resemble mutual funds in many ways, but they're listed on exchanges and traded like regular equities throughout the day. Due to the fact that they contain a variety of securities, investing in them is thought to be less hazardous than investing in individual stocks. Some of the securities' values might decrease, while others might remain stable or increase. Number 3. Mutual funds. An investment of this kind includes a portfolio of stocks, bonds, and other securities. Smaller individual investors can access professionally managed, diversified portfolios at a cheap cost thanks to mutual funds. Mutual funds can be divided into a variety of groups based on the securities they invest in, their investing goals, and the kinds of returns they expect. The majority of retirement plans offered by employers invest in mutual funds. Shares of a mutual fund are different from shares of stock, since a mutual fund holds multiple securities or stocks as opposed to a single holding. Mutual funds redemptions typically occur only at the close of each trading day and at whatever share price the fund is worth at the time, in contrast to stocks or ETFs that trade at fluctuating values throughout the day. Similar to ETFs, because of their diversity, mutual funds are thought to be less risky than equities. Number 4. Bonds. Companies, towns, states, and other sovereign entities all issue bonds to fund their initiatives and daily operations. With the promise of repayment plus interest, an investor effectively lends money to the bond issuer when they purchase a bond. The interest rate that the investor will make on a bond is known as the coupon rate. Although some bonds have variable interest rates, a bond is referred to as a fixed income instrument since historically, investors received fixed interest payments from bonds. Interest rates and bond prices have an inverse relationship. When rates rise, bond prices decline, and vice versa. Bonds contain maturity dates, which mark the period after which the issuer must return the entire principal amount to investors or risk default. Bonds are evaluated according to how probable the issuer is to reimburse you. Bonds with higher ratings or investment-grade bonds are thought to be safer and more reliable. Step 7. Save for retirement. You're closer to retirement than you realize. Every dollar you save now will enable you to live more comfortably whenever you're no longer able to work. If your employer offers retirement accounts, you ought to start there. Many employers provide a matching contribution to help you save money for your later years. Find out how much your employer will match, then make a donation large enough to receive the whole amount. 401ks and other retirement funds provide additional tax benefits. This will let your money grow tax-free until retirement and help you save money on your tax payment at the end of the year. You'll do better in retirement if you can save more now. Step 8. Know terminologies. Knowing the definitions of various financial words and how they impact your finances is a sign that you're financially literate. Learn the fundamentals of personal finance, including time value of money, APR, financial planning, compound interest, and other topics. You'll be more prepared to manage your money the more time you invest in educating yourself about personal finance. The lack of financial literacy may be the cause for somebody making bad financial decisions, which harm them financially. Step 9. Expect risks. It's essential to have emergency funds set aside in order to be prepared for unforeseen threats. Many individuals suffer as a result of failing to anticipate such threats. Consider how many people experience financial loss as a result of the COVID-19 catastrophe because they were unprepared. According to experts, you should keep a reserve of 3 to 6 months worth of living expenditures on hand. By being ready for unforeseen risks in the way, you can prevent a little financial problem from becoming a huge one. For instance, if you lost your work, you should have enough money saved up to cover your costs each month until you could find a new career. Unfortunately, people who don't consider this could possibly end up homeless after losing their jobs. Step 10. Reduce spending. You have two options if you want to increase your savings. To improve your income, you might either take a second job or cut back on other expenses. Making a thoughtful grocery shopping list will help you cut costs. For instance, if you want to buy 2 things but also want to cut back on your spending, you should decide which item is most crucial and get that one first. You can purchase the second item the following month when your new income is received. This method of spreading out your spending over several months can assist you in making financial savings, and cutting back on your expenditures will help you achieve your financial objectives. Step 11. Use financial management tools. Utilizing a financial management tool is an additional critical step to developing financial literacy. To keep track of your expenditures, there are numerous services available online that you can quickly link to your checking and savings accounts, credit cards, and mortgages. You can make a budget using these tools, then track your progress toward remaining inside it. So why is financial literacy so important? The better judgments you can make with each paycheck depend on how much you understand about personal finance and how to manage your money. Each of us must make financial decisions that'll have an impact on our own futures. This can involve purchasing insurance, covering educational costs, obtaining a mortgage, purchasing a car, and making retirement plans. Financial literacy also includes knowing your consumer rights, figuring out the time value of money, and determining if something is an asset or a liability. As you use it in daily life, financial literacy is a skill that you may develop over time. It teaches you how your choices will impact you in the future. Examining your income, expenses, and debt commitments help you create a financial strategy. Check out more of our videos about your financial journey on this channel. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, hit the like, and share this video with your money and business-minded friends. Until next time,